So last thing, let's just continue a little bit, is so-called electrosteric stabilization. We talk about electrostatic, it's just the repulsion due to pure charge, similarly charged positive to positive, negative charge, which is this one. We also talk about steric stabilization, like under neutral condition, there's no extra charge. But then, if the particle surface is covered by polymers, the polymers under certain condition would repel each other due to that they don't want to be collapsed together to pack dense. But the last one that we call electrosteric stabilization is combined. We are talking about using uh, polymer electrolyte that has charge as well as long chain. Okay, let's just continue a little bit. Polymer electrolyte dissociated in solvents. And this one, we have PMMA. This is a polymer. And then you see this COOH group. That's essentially a acid group. And in water, this COOH group will lose this I wouldn't say extra, this hydrogen there, and become negatively charged group. And this would make the PMMA so-called anionic polymer electrolyte, or so-called polyelectrolyte, polymer electrolyte or polyelectrolyte. When this H dissolves in water, when it dissolves this polymer into water, the H would go, and when H goes, we have this. Okay. And the extent of the dissociation of what? Of this H group depends on the pH or salt concentration. And if I have a highly basic, all of the H would what? Be gone, right? And also salt concentration. Here we are plotting PMAA, this polyelectrolyte, ionic dissociated versus pH. So naturally, this is an acid. Naturally, the higher the pH, the higher the extent of dissociation. All the proton would be gone, right? The lower means what? The lower the pH means the solution already has too much proton. So it doesn't matter whether you release this proton or not. Okay. At the same time, from this circle down to square top, from circle down to square top, we are increasing the salt concentration. When we increase the salt concentration, people observed is it has more and more dissociation. Okay, so that's kind of this paragraph what it says. pH effect or salt concentration, both of them would influence how much of that polyelectrolyte give out the charge and dissociate. Okay, so let's stop here. Okay, let's continue. We are going to talk about adsorption of polyelectrolyte from solution. Um, the van der Waals force, or sometimes if the particles are already charged, the electrostatic interaction between the polyelectrolyte and your particles will cause the adsorption of the polyelectrolyte onto the particle surface. Okay, here we are showing aluminum oxide suspended in water, but with PMAA polyelectrolyte. Okay, and then we see that we are plotting surface charge versus pH. We are plotting surface charge versus pH, and of course, the lower the pH, higher positive, right? You see, it's positive charge. The lower the pH, which means the more proton and the positive charge. The higher the pH, we have more negative one. Okay, we saw this one, and then when we have polyelectrolyte, this PMAA, okay, when PMAA dissolved in water, it gives out the proton, and because the aluminum oxide has already some charge on it, they would have so-called electrostatic interaction between what? Polyelectrolyte and also the self-developed charge. Remember, even aluminum oxide in water, just no electrolyte is going to have some charge on onto it. This one, like 8 to 9, is so-called PZC, point of zero charge, or IEP, isoelectric point. Okay, less than that pH, less than that, you have positive charge. Go the other side, you have negative charge, and then we would have interaction between PMAA and the developed surface charge. Make sense? So we see the lower the pH, the PMAA electrolyte become smaller. The lower the pH become smaller and the pack denser. The lower the pH, which means already the solution has a lot of acid, and then it doesn't really so-called dissociate, right? This is the acid. The pH is too high, it's acid, so it doesn't really dissociate very well much, and as a result, it actually itself polymer kind of coiled together, packed denser, which means we need more polymer to achieve a greater coverage if the pH is low. Okay, so because of this, the particle surface itself may have charge, and the polyelectrolyte has charge. They may have interaction. So now let's see the polyelectrolyte effect on zeta potential. We are still seeing aluminum oxide, 2 volume percent in water, a very dilute suspension, with what? This so-called polyelectrolyte dissolved in that. And we know that for aluminum oxide, we just mentioned the IEP or PZC is roughly 8 to 9, which means at pH is here, I have very little native charge on the aluminum oxide. Okay. So then this is, we are plotting zeta potential versus what? A PMAA sodium kind of salt. PMAA salt. It's kind of like replaced the acid group by a sodium. Okay. It's kind of no longer a acid, now become a salt. Okay. And then we are plotting zeta potential versus this polyelectrolyte. This is still a polyelectrolyte concentration. So at pH at 0 polyelectrolyte, at 0 polyelectrolyte, I have very positive zeta potential, which means at that it's pretty stable, and it doesn't really kind of like absorb much polyelectrolyte because I don't have it, but the intrinsic charge developed just by aluminum oxide is giving its positive charge. Probably I'm talking about a water which is a little bit negative than this value. Make sense? And then for that, as we increase what? The polyelectrolyte concentration. Okay, increasing polyelectrolyte concentration. The surface initially positive charge. Now I put the negative ion, that remaining negative ion onto the surface. The net charge become what? Lower and lower, and as a result, my zeta potential become lower and lower. But then if I keep adding, I'm going to kind of reverse the total net charge on the surface. I'm making it more and more and more negative, because now the net charge become negative as it absorbs more and more polyelectrolyte onto the surface. Make sense? This is kind of like the solution initially has a pH lower than this, 8 to 9. Make sense? Initially lower, so initially it has positive zeta potential, and as you put polyelectrolyte into it, the negatively ion, the remaining polymer attached to the surface, makes the zeta potential gradually to 0, and if you keep absorbing, to negative. Okay, but as I'm here adding up to here, the polymers attached, and that would gives it so-called electrosteric stabilization effect. Some common polyelectrolyte. Again, we are not organic chemists. Let's look at some of the weak polyacid. It almost always have what group? COOH group. Make sense? It's just COOH, COOH, COOH. Of course, they may have different backbone, complex, longer, larger, but they just essentially share the same feature. They have the COOH group, polyacid. But there are some other polymers that have very strong, very strong acid, strong polyacid, and these are like sulfuric acid. You see what I mean? SO3H. It's like a sulfuric acid. SO3H. Different backbone, sulfuric acid group. These are make it very, very strong. Or phosphoric. You see this? Phosphorus, OH, like phosphoric acid group. Okay, these are compared with COOH, much stronger acid, which means for the same concentration, the proton has a much greater tendency to be released, to dissociate. Make sense? Polyelectrolyte. And of course, there are polybases, quite often this amine, NH2 types of group that gives you a very weak base in the solution. Okay, if you want a positive charge. This one, if I want to dissociate and then adsorption, I have negative charge on the polymer. Okay, and let's continue a little bit. Stability of the electrosteric stabilized solution. The stability depends on multiple factors. Polyelectrolyte concentration. If the polyelectrolyte is too low, we do not have enough what? Electrosteric effect, and actually the polymer might actually so-called bridging or entangle, slight entangle. I may even cause flocculation, which means if you add polyelectrolyte just a little bit, it may not help you. Just too low concentration, it actually would even cause it to turn to so-called bridge. Polymer chain, they entangle slightly, actually cause it to flocculate. Okay. At higher concentration, electrostatic repulsion at a larger interparticle distance, which means if the polyelectrolyte cover the particles at sufficient coverage, then when the particles are far away, they repel each other due to so-called electrostatic effect. And then when they get closer, the steric effect, the entropy repulsion effect plays a role. So the stability comes from actually combined both electrostatic and entropy or elastic repulsion. Other than polyelectrolyte concentration, the solution pH, as we showed, also determines a lot. The pH would increase or decrease the extent of polyelectrolyte dissociation. Remember what we said, the pH effect on the PMAA, the polyacid, how much it dissociates. Okay, and the surface charge state of the ceramic particle.